I think the main observations about like the challenges for the Tbilisi are like how to design like the pedestrian space and the public transportation in general. And I think as we are now here, so in my opinion it's really important that in the part of the designing process you have to go there by your feet and see how it looks like. And when you do that, you will start to understand like the problems for the pedestrian and local neighborhoods and local people, how it's like might be difficult and where are the those actual places that you need to rethink a little bit how it make it more pleasant. I think to make like the city more pleasant is like that you have to think about like the everything from the street level. So everything else is like the something that will be connected to that. But I think it's always super important to start about like the street level and like in the way how the people every day use the like streets and public transportation. And I think the main challenges are making the public transportation more pleasant and make like the street level walking within the city more pleasant. I think if you think about like developing the cities, I think the most important point is that you start as a planner, like go in the neighborhoods. You don't only look like the maps, but you like come to the neighborhood and see how the, let's say, within this street, how the cars are parked and how it affects like the pedestrian life, even though that as we can see that this is not the most like the baddest traffic in Tbilisi, but there is still like a lot of traffic and people have to, as we can see later, we can see how the like these building extensions somehow affects like the way how the people walk within this particular street. And as I said earlier, it's like super important like to see this kind of conflict between the like these extensions and the pedestrians and how it affects like the how people use this Salomon Dodosvili street. I think if you want to compare Tbilisi to somewhere, I think the good example would be Beirut in Lebanon, because they are like tackling like similar type of problems, like the like these unregulated high rises, and then how it affects like the expansion of the cars, and how it affects also like the street level everyday life. So I think the similar problems are maybe in the many developing cities, but I think the Beirut is really nice way to compare the city planning, because they also have like this really nice old like building infrastructure. So but I mean that they are facing also like similar problems than maybe Tbilisi is facing at the moment, because I think one of the nicest part of the Tbilisi is that there is really beautiful like old trees and how they are not being cut, and then they can like grow in really anarchistic way, and it makes like the city like super pleasant because like especially if you think about like summertime, they provide like this kind of really umbrella type of like micro atmosphere for the like the people who live in the neighborhoods and who just pass by from in the everyday life.